Well, it's absolutely lovely to meet you and honoured to speak to you. This has been one of the best films I've watched in such a long time.
Aww.
So I'm so excited for it. What are you excited the most to show people?
What am I excited?
Yeah, what are you excited the most to like show the audience?
I think, well, the whole film, I think. I'm just excited that, you know, it's going to be projected on screens all around the UK. It's such a privilege to be able to make a film, but the fact that it's going to be in cinemas is really special and important for me. You know, I really wanted South London to be on the big screen.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished, which is great.
Definitely. Oh, that's amazing. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, did this premiere in Sundance a couple months ago. So can you tell me a little bit more about that experience for you?
It was kind of mad, actually. It was almost like the perfect place because, you know, this film has such a strong sense of place. It's South London, and to have it premiere in the mountains of Utah is quite mad, you know.
Oh, is that where it was?
Yeah. It was in like the snowy mountains of Utah, and it was an American audience, and I was kind of nervous because I was like, you know, I obviously believe in the film, and I think everything's funny, and I think it all makes sense, but you go, you know, the American audience is slightly different. Is it going to translate?
Did they understand like the humor?
I mean, they were howling. It was great.
Okay,
it was great. So
yeah,
no, it was really good.
Yeah, there were a lot of shots that felt a little bit unique to me, in terms of like the way it was directed and the camera shots. A lot of like fish. I think it's called a fisheye lens or something like that. Or it looked like it anyway. I'm used to seeing this in maybe TV dramas and stuff like that, but to see it in film was completely different to me. Can you tell me a little bit more about your directing style?
Yeah, well, you're the first person to question whether it's a fisheye lens. Everyone says it so confidently. It's actually anamorphic wide lenses.
Okay.
But,
I don't know the technical terms.
No,
but,
but you could. I mean, it looks like a fish. I guess it does. To most people, look like a fisheye lens. Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, like just about your directing style.
So my style, I mean, you know, I've actually been directing for a fairly long time, but I haven't done a feature film before. But I definitely have I naturally like to shoot on wide lenses. I naturally love colour, and I love playing around with like different techniques. But the biggest thing is that I like anything that looks nice for there to be a reason for it, you know. Yeah. There's a logic behind a lot of the shots. The reason I wanted to shoot on wide lenses is because I wanted to show South London as much as possible, and therefore it's on a big wide lens. So yeah, and I think South London is also a colourful place. Obviously, some of it's planned, like the angles and making sure that, you know, the colours in the room are the right colours and that it looks beautiful. But I also felt it was important to keep it as authentic as possible. So my thing is that I like to elevate things but keep it fairly authentic. You know, choosing that part of Brixton Market that is full of soul and colour. Yeah. But it's still Brixton Market. We're not changing it that much.
No, definitely.
So yeah, kind of capturing authentic spaces but elevating them and putting them on a plinth and shining a light on them is a really big part of what I do.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was authentic.
Oh, thank you.
Like I said, one of the best things I've ever seen in like a very long time. So the film is excellently written. Shout out to the writers. Were they on set with you most days to see that their vision was coming to life, or how does that work? Did they just leave it in your hands? Yeah,
no, they weren't on set. And I think with film, you know, a director's vision is a big part of it. And when I got the script, I developed it with them for quite a long time. I think we were developing it for 2 years, and it was a collaboration. So no, they weren't on set. To be honest, I wouldn't have minded them being on set. It was COVID, so it was a bit of a tricky one with people being around. Yeah, true. But yeah, I think they're pretty happy with it.
I would be if I was a writer. And the casting to me was second to none. The chemistry between Vivian and David is beautiful, and it's so believable. When you both saw them in the audition process, did you think, yep, they're going to match really nicely? Or did it take a couple of what they call screen tests with each other before you were like, okay, I think this could work?
No, it was, the casting director, Carmel Cochran, and I, we met David and Vivian separately, and we were obsessed, and we were like, oh my God, this is Dom and Yaz. But we were really nervous. We were like, oh my God, what happens if we put them in the room together and they don't have chemistry? But we did, and they did.
They did,
it was
for
like,
sure.
You know, so it was great, and we were really happy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.